After years of sleep deprivation caused by my husband's thunderous snoring and broken promises, I finally snapped. During a family visit, I made him sleep on the floor instead of sacrificing my rest again. I even threatened divorce. Was I justified, or did I go too far? AITA, for years, my husband's snoring has been more than just an annoyance, it's been an earth-shattering, sleep-depriving force of nature. I'm not exaggerating when I say it rattles walls, shakes furniture, and leaves me lying awake in stunned disbelief, wondering how a human being can produce such a sound and still be alive. It got so unbearable at home that we eventually had to move into separate bedrooms just so I could function. But even then, with multiple walls and closed doors between us, the vibrations still reach me. I've resorted to noise-canceling headphones, earplugs, white noise machines, anything to drown out the relentless, guttural roar that seems to defy the laws of physics. And yet, none of that compares to the absolute torture of traveling, especially when we visit his family. The shared bed nightmare. Every trip to his parents' house is the same. We're expected to share a room, a bed, and most horrifyingly the same oxygen supply as he unleashes his nocturnal symphony. I've spent countless nights lying there, staring at the ceiling, my body tense with frustration, while he snores away like a chainsaw in a wind tunnel. I've nudged him, shoved him, even resorted to desperate measures like sleeping with my elbow strategically placed to jostle him at the first sign of a snore. Nothing works. So, like a prisoner of war, I've learned to escape. I've crept out of bed in the dead of night, dragging my pillow and blanket behind me, seeking refuge on couches, floors, even bathtubs, anything to get away from the noise. And every single time, when morning comes, he acts surprised. Like my suffering is some kind of overreaction. Like I'm the unreasonable one for not being able to sleep through what sounds like a freight train derailing in our bedroom. The final straw this time, before we left for his parents' house, I put my foot down. I told him, point blank, I will not sleep on the floor again. I suggested we bring an air mattress, a simple, logical compromise, but he refused. Worse, he acted wounded. He spun it into some grand betrayal, accusing me of not having faith in him, of being negative, of hurting his feelings by daring to suggest that his snoring might still be a problem. It was the same manipulative dance we've done 100 times before. He made promises, big, sweeping ones. He swore his snoring had improved. He vowed he'd stay up late so I could fall asleep first. He looked me in the eyes and said, "This time will be different." I didn't believe him, but I wanted to. I was so tired, not just from sleepless nights, but from the years of being dismissed, of being told I was exaggerating, of being made to feel like I was the problem. So I swallowed my skepticism and agreed to give him one more chance. The betrayal. Midnight on the first night, he yawns, stretches, and casually announces he's going to bed. "Wait," I say, my voice tight. "You promised you'd stay up." He waves me off. "Oh yeah, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I won't snore." That flippant "don't worry about it" tone, the same one he's used 1,000 times before, was the spark that lit the fuse. Something inside me snapped. I looked him dead in the eyes and said, "If you go to bed now and I hear even a whisper of snoring when I come in, I'm done. I will walk out, get a hotel, and you'll be served divorce papers in the morning." Yes, it was dramatic, but I meant every word. His face changed. The casual arrogance vanished, replaced by panic. "You're overreacting," he stammered. "I can't control my snoring." "This isn't about the snoring," I said. "It's about the fact that you lied to me. Again, you made a promise you had no intention of keeping. You knew what would happen, and you did it anyway." The reckoning. So I did what he's forced me to do dozens of times before. I took my pillow and blanket and walked out. But this time, I didn't go to the couch. I didn't go to the floor. I pointed to the cold, hard hallway, the only place far enough from the bedroom where I'd ever been able to sleep during these visits, and said, "If you want to stay married, you sleep there tonight." For the first time in years, he heard me. He looked stunned, like it had never occurred to him how much his refusal to address this issue had worn me down. Like he'd never truly considered what it felt like to be the one exiled night after night, treated like an inconvenience rather than a partner. To his credit, he didn't argue. He took the floor. And for the first time in years, I slept peacefully at his parents' house. The aftermath now, as I lie alone in the bedroom, I can hear him shifting uncomfortably in the hallway. He's still awake, because if he were asleep, I'd know. The walls would be shaking. Maybe, for the first time, he's realizing what it feels like to be the one cast out. The one whose comfort doesn't matter. The one who is expected to just deal with it. I hope it sinks in, because this isn't just about snoring. It's about the fact that for years, I've begged him to get a sleep study. I've recorded his snoring earthquake-level decibels only for him to accuse me of exaggerating. I've been told I'm too sensitive, that I should just get used to it, that everyone snores, but not like this, and not with such utter disregard for the person lying beside you. He could get help. He could see a doctor. He could try a CPAP machine. But he refuses, because admitting there's a problem would mean facing his own shame, and he'd rather take that shame out on me than do a single thing to fix it. So yes, tonight, I made my husband sleep on the floor. And for the first time in a long time, I don't feel guilty. I feel free.